Welcome, GCSC Technology Integration YouTubers. This video is designed to provide instructions for copying files from a school Google Drive account to a personal Google Drive account. This video can be useful for anyone transferring files from a school account to a personal account, but is primarily designed for those teachers who might be retiring or leaving the district. To share a file from your school Google Drive account to your personal Google Drive account, the first thing you will need to do is have your school-issued Google Drive account open. And you can see that I have that open right now. Then I'm going to create a new folder by clicking the New button in the upper left-hand corner and selecting Folder. I would strongly encourage you to name this folder something unique, something like To Be Saved to a Personal Drive, or For Personal Use, or something like that. You can see that I have given mine the name To Be Saved to Personal Drive. And then I'm going to click Create, the blue Create button, and that folder will be created. I now need to locate the folder that I have just created, and you can see that if I do not click anything else, that folder will stay blue, so it's very easy to locate in my Google Drive. If you use the list view as opposed to the grid view, you may have to scroll down and find it in the list, obviously, as opposed to the grid. That's just a personal preference. Please be aware you can always toggle back and forth between the grid view and the list view if you would like. So you can see here is the folder that I just created. See that I have several loose files at the bottom of my Google Drive, and if I want to move one of these files into the folder that I just created, I'm going to left click on that file until it turns blue, and then I can let go, and then I can left click again, and I can drag up to the folder where I want to move it to until a large blue line appears all the way around that folder, and then I can drop it. And I will get this warning that tells me the item is going to be shared into this folder, and obviously that's okay, so I'm going to click OK. That is how you copy one file. If you want to copy multiple files, you can do that by holding down the Control button, CTRL on your computer, and that allows you to select multiple files. You have to continue to hold that down as you are selecting. Alternatively, you can select the first file, hold down the Shift button, and select the last file that you want to select, and that will select all of the files in between the first file and the second file that you clicked. So Control allows you to select multiples, Shift allows you to select a whole range from one place to another in your either grid or list view of files. Either way, once you have selected those, you can move them en masse at once by left clicking, holding down, dragging again until you get that blue line, and then dropping into that folder. You will again get the same warning if you take multiple files as opposed to a single file. You can also move folders in the same way by left clicking, dragging, and moving into the To Be Saved to a Personal Drive folder. Once you have moved all of the files and all the folders into the To Be Saved to a Personal Drive folder, you are going to left click once on the folder, and you are going to select the Share option. The Share option looks like a person with a plus button next to them. You're going to click that, and in this space right here, you are going to give access to specific people, and you are going to type in your personal Gmail address that you are saving with. In this case, I have an example that I use. It's called gcsctechexample@gmail.com. And I want to make sure that not only do I type that email address in, but I click the drop-down arrow right here, and I give that person, which is myself in this case, full ability to organize, add, or edit those files. If you don't select that, it may make subsequent steps a little bit more difficult. Once you have made sure that you've entered the email address correctly and you've given the person organization and adding and editing privileges, you are going to click Send. You will get a warning saying that you are sending these files to someone outside of the current organization, and you are going to click Yes to proceed. You will then return to the main screen for your school-issued Google Drive. It is extremely important that at this point you realize the files are shared with your personal account. If you were to stop at this point, you would lose those files when your school account is closed. So please be aware you need to continue on with the next couple of steps to make sure that you finalize this process. For the last few steps, you need to make sure that you are in your personal Google Drive account and signed out of your school-issued account. You can see that I'm in my GCSC Tech Example account right now. In order to see the files that were shared with my personal account, I need to click on the Shared with Me option. Once I click on the Shared with Me option, I will see the folder of files that were saved. And if I open that, I will see all the examples that came from my school-issued Google Drive account. Again, just seeing these files here does not mean they are saved to your personal account. If your school account were to close, you would lose these files. So it's imperative that you go through these next two steps. In order to make sure these files are saved to your personal account, you need to select all the files. And if you remember from earlier in the video, I can select the first file, hold down the Shift button, select the last file, and that will select all of the files in this folder. And then I'm going to right click on one of the files, it does not matter which one, and I'm going to click make a copy. And it will take just a moment and it will copy those 8 files. If you have hundreds or maybe even thousands of files, please be aware it may take some time to do that. And now I can see in this folder I have duplicates of everything. I have the 2019 NPERS Financial Guide, and then I have a copy of the 2019 NPERS Financial Guide. And I have a copy of GCSC Tech, and I have GCSC Technology down here. So there's a duplicate of everything. At the point when you are sure that you have copied all of the files that you want to copy, you're going to hold down the control button, CTRL on your keyboard, and you're going to select the copies of each document. And this may take some time, again, depending on how many that you have. And once you have successfully selected all of the copies, you are going to right click on one of them. Again, it does not matter which one. And you are going to select Add to My Drive. And now those items have been copied and added to your drive. So if you go to My Drive, you will see all the files that were originally in your school account. They were shared with your personal account. You created a copy in your Shared With Me folder, and then you moved them into your drive. Now, when your school account is closed, you will have these files and they will be retained in your personal Google Drive account.